Okay, it's David Corbaley here, and we're actually at one of my wife's listings. She's actually doing a short sale on a property that somebody called her about. She's got it listed and everything, and she cleaned it up actually, but somebody came and winterized it. Now, we all know, if you haven't heard about it, what happens is the lender will hire a local company to come and, quote, winterize a property, and all they do, it's an excuse for them to gain access into the property and see the condition of the property. So they hire a local company, a contractor comes out, gains access to the property, changes the locks, and puts antifreeze and stuff like that in the toilets and things like that, and they shut off the water. It's really a waste of time for those of us that are trying to sell the property, and it creates a hassle because now the water's turned off. And so she came out the other day and she said, well, this guy, they winterized the house and they dumped the antifreeze stuff all over the floor. This is after she had paid to have a company clean up the house. So kind of frustrating, but it happened. So I'm here to help her. She commandeered me to come out here and help her do this. So a couple things I'm going to show you. Number one, a couple of simple steps to clean up a property and make it look a little nicer. But number two, what to do to get the water back on, because they usually shut it off at the street. Sometimes there's a shut-off valve in the house. In this case, they shut it off at the street. I'm going to show you how to get that back on. So first, let me just show you the front of the house. A couple simple things I'm going to do is, you can see there's some things here that the wife couldn't do, some weights and stuff like that over there. And all I'm going to do is take these things and move them to the back. There's an old barbecue grill and an old TV, an old mat. All we're going to do, there's a tire over there. All we're going to do is move all these things to the back of the house and sweep this up. And you're going to see that makes a significant difference. So, okay, right now, let's go over and do the turn the water back on. Okay, so now we're going to deal with the water issue here, and I have my trusty assistant Ethan here with me.
Hi.
Okay, and Ethan's going to hold the camera for me, but what I want to show you first is, first of all, I have gloves on. Absolutely, we want to wear gloves for this. So outside, usually, in the front of the house, there's the house over there, walk along the sidewalk. So if you walk along the sidewalk, you will usually find the utilities area, and you can see here, here's probably cable stuff here, and there's almost always like a water box. Well, in this case, many times it looks like this. It's a little cement case, and it has a little metal grate on it. So all I'm going to do is remove this metal grate, and I can see that, you can see down in there, it's probably kind of difficult to work with, but I can see that this box has been moved. So I'm just going to do myself a favor. Watch yourself, Ethan, so I don't smash your toes. And I'm just going to lift this up and set it aside. Now you can see we got access down there to the hole. So I'm going to hand the camera off to Ethan. There you go, Ethan. Go ahead and point down here in the hole here. Let's get this stuff out of the way. So right here, this is actually the cover, and it's the cover to the meter. So you can see it's all covered up. So if we clear that off, look how nice and clean that is underneath. One thing that you can see, what I'm doing this for, is you can see that this is not moving right here. It's get in close, Ethan, and see if you can see the numbers there. Hold it still so we can see the numbers. All right, so you can see that the last numbers are the 6, 7. Okay, you can go back up. It's not moving, and that's because when we turn the water back on, we want to make sure that's still not moving. And if it starts moving when we turn the water back on, it means that there is something turned on in the house. So we're going to want to find that just in case there's a leak. All right, point it right here, Ethan, where my finger is. Now you can see this is the valve. So right here, it's kind of hard to tell. I'm going to grab a screwdriver. So right here, you can see there's a hole. And this is where they'll put a padlock. The water company will put a padlock. And you can see that it's kind of an oblong shape right here. I outline it with my screwdriver. But the main runs like this. So if it is here, so it's crosswise from the main, that means that it's off. And it's positioned there so the water company can put a lock through there. But obviously the water company didn't do this one, so there's no lock. What I'm going to do is, you can take a look at this. These are some trusty channel locks, right?
Yeah.
Get yourself a pair. Cost you about 20 bucks, 30 bucks for a nice pair, but they are very useful. All right, Ethan, get the camera on the main there. What I'm going to do is get a good firm grip on this and turn it. Oh, gotta go the other way. sometimes a crescent wrench works too. There we go. And I heard the water go a little bit. There, you can hear that. That means there's something on in the house. So hopefully the wife is in there and she sees the water going and stops it. Okay, go ahead and put it there, Ethan, so we can see. Now you can see that meter go. Oh, she must have found it because the meter stopped. That's kind of funny. So now you can see, put it back down here on the thing. Now you can see that I have the oblong part in line with the water main. And I'm actually going to try and open this up just a little bit more. There we go. So now it's fully on. So what I'm going to do is go through the house. All right, let me see this, Ethan. Okay. Thank you. Say you're welcome, Ethan. Thanks, trusty assistant.
You're welcome.
So what I'm going to do now is go through the house and make sure that there's nothing turned on, and make sure that all the faucets and toilets and everything, there's no leaks before we leave the house like this, because the last thing we want is water damage. So I'm go do that, clean up what I showed you, and then I'll show you what the front of the house looks like afterwards. All right, see you soon. Okay, so we're back in the house now, and I want to show you what it looks like, what they usually leave behind when they do a winterization. So here's an example. Here's a little sign right here. You know, it says caution. This has been winterized, and it says this property has been winterized and or secure. Do not use electrical or plumbing system. Water testing must be accomplished without dewinterizing systems, which is a bunch of bogus. And they usually do this to the toilet. You can see they, take the tank lid off, put it across the bowl, and then what I want to show you is inside the tank. You can see that it's pink. The water's pink. Now that's the antifreeze that they put through the system. And unfortunately, this guy, when he did it, he left his stuff all over the floor, which wasn't very nice because it had already been cleaned. But anyway, that's what it looks like when they winterize. Okay, so this is the front of the house after a little bit of sweeping work and picking up the garbage. Beautiful? No way. Better? Absolutely. So we got to remember, the main thing here is to spend as little as possible. It's okay, in my book, to spend a few $100s on a property if you have a good reason to believe that you're going to be able to resell it. But we want to keep the cost to a minimum. Nothing wrong with a little elbow grease. I certainly advise to, as soon as you can afford to, get a contractor on board to do the work for you. I just happen to be handy for my wife, so I got stuck doing it today, but nothing wrong with a little physical labor once in a while, right? So the main point of this was to show you how to get that water back on when somebody winterizes. For a lot more staging info and stuff like that, go to our website. Go to www.topforeclosuretraining.com. Tons of info related to staging and everything else related to short sales. So go check that out, and until next time, take care.